right, so Kerby Joseph apparently is a story going out there that he called the ESPN's top 10 last year, the people who did the top 10 safeties, and asked him why didn't he make the top 10. You know what I'm saying? And, in today's world, nothing is confidential. Nothing can stay behind the scenes. Make sure I got my microphone on. Yeah, nothing can be confidential. Nothing can stay behind the scenes anymore. That's why you talk to journalists and they say off the record, but really they end up telling it and, telling people who said it. Integrity is no longer anything. With the internet, it showed people true colors and chasing clout. But how I feel about it is, why he's not in the top 10 last year and why, they had him so low this year. They had him below Brian Branch. I forget what ranking was, it Pro Football Focus. And they talking about Xavier McKinney is better than him. And we all watch the NFC North. McKinney can't touch Kerby Joseph. We just being real. But then again, what don't help the cause is this. When you got Detroit Lions fans saying he didn't deserve his money, and I'm just like, why didn't he deserve his money? Since he got here, he's been on a discount. What are we talking about? He takes the ball away. He makes plays in the box. He's an enforcer across the middle. He's hitting guys across, and we're going to revisit that. He's tearing people out across the middle. Only thing he doesn't do exceptionally well is man-to-man coverage. And if safeties play great man-to-man coverage, they will be corners. At least nickels. That's the difference between a safety and a corner. A lot of times it's just the inability to cover the man due to lack of speed, lack of feet. You know what I'm saying? That's really what the difference is. That's why you see Jalen Ramsey transitioning into a safety. He's starting to slow down. You've seen Charles Woodson, when he made the transition, he transitioned to the nickel and kind of like a hybrid nickel safety. And I think proceeded to win Defensive Player of the Year in the twilight of his career, well, in the second half of his career. So obviously it's an agenda against Kerby Joseph, and the agenda is really he got 3 strikes against him. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Y'all might be like, okay, CJ, what's the 3 strikes? 1, he ain't supposed to be here. If y'all watch my main channel, we talk about that with a fighter named Terrence Crawford. They tried to whiteball him and blackball him out the industry, but he broke through. Ever watch Wreck-It Ralph? That little girl that wasn't supposed to be in the game, and they did everything to stop her from being in the game? He ain't supposed to be here. 2, he played for the Detroit Lions. There was a time where Glover Quinn was perhaps the best safety in football, but he didn't get the recognition because he played in Detroit. Had he played in Dallas, had he played in Pittsburgh, had he played in New York with the Giants or something like that, he would have been considered probably a top 2 or 3, if not the best safety in football. And then the 3rd strike against him is perhaps maybe the biggest strike, is that Matthew Stafford, his hoe ass, who y'all love, who ain't never won shit here. You know what I'm saying? And he painted the narrative that he was a dirty receiver. How can a dirty player? How can I be dirty and I'm playing within the confines of the rules? Can somebody explain that to me? How can I be dirty? If they say don't hit guys high, hit them low, that's what you're supposed to do, and I hit these guys low, how am I dirty? How am I a dirty player if I'm playing within the rules? And he painted that narrative. You come across the middle. I can't hit you high. And even if I hit you in the target area, where they say hit the crown of my helmet, it still can come up and still hit you in your face mask and still be called the high hit. So they tell guys to go low. He goes low. And now he's a dirty player. So that narrative is what keep him out that conversation. It's not a better safety in football than Kerby Joseph, not including Brian Branch, in my humble opinion. All right, my bad to run in. My bad to run into the restaurant before I go to work. Boy, breakfast is getting expensive out here, but it is what it is. But yeah, like I was saying about Kerby, I forgot where I left off at. But yeah, you put this narrative that he a dirty player. When they teach you to go low, he's playing within the bounds of the rules, the boundaries of the rule. I don't understand it. So they're going to hold it against you. And he's not a bad guy, you know. And then, you know, like I was going back to the point where Lions fans were saying they shouldn't pay him. I'm like, do y'all really understand? Like, he damn near is the heart and soul of that defense. I don't think people pay attention to that. They rally behind that man. You know, when you got somebody who makes not just get turnovers, but make timely plays, scores touchdowns. He makes timely turnovers. You don't get rid of that. You find a way to keep that. You know, and then, you know, what grinds my nerves about Detroit fans is they say, well, the Detroit teams don't spend no money. You know, the Detroit teams don't spend no money. Right? They don't spend any money. And then when they start spending money, oh man, we're not gonna have money for this year. Oh man, they shouldn't have booked. Like, shut the fuck up. Y'all bitch complain either way. They cheat, y'all complain. They spend money, y'all complain. I'm like, you shouldn't sign Kerby. Are you out your rabbit ass fucking mind? When you get players that take the ball away at that, we got to get Brian Branch. Look here. Look what Philadelphia is doing. If there's a will, if there's a way, there's a will, there's a way. They'll figure it out. And I know people say, well, I think Brian Branch is a better safety than him. No, Brian Branch might be a better football player, but his ability to go into the box and play man-to-man coverage as a nickel, but as a pure safety, is Kerby Joseph. You know, what can he do that Brian Branch can't do other than man coverage? Ain't nothing else he can't do. His hands are better. He hitting just like Brian Branch. They pretty much a mirror themselves. It's just that Branch can play man-to-man, and Kerby Joseph is just better at taking the ball away. That's only the real difference. Kerby Joseph's like, you know, they both enforcers when it comes to hitting. The difference is Brian Branch, he'd rather just go the enforcer route. Kerby Joseph is a ball hawk. So you can't not play a player who gets you the football. That's more important than a sack. Somebody that gets you the football, give you another possession, score a touchdown, you know, recover fumbles. I mean, his picks were a lot of his picks was timely. Don't forget the pick he had against Green Bay last year that turned the whole game around. You can close the gap. I'm still gonna get over it. You know, he was in the box, peeled off, pick. So, dog, what the fuck? Oh, I really don't understand it. When people see like an accident or the police, why do y'all stop and stare? It ain't like y'all gonna get out and do nothing. That grinds my nerves, bro. Ooh, bro. It really does. But it's a bias, as I told y'all, man. Stafford painted that narrative about him, and he said on the mic, oh, that's a good play. That's a good play, but you're a dirty player. So you want to know why you won in the top 10 this year? You know why? They rank safeties. That's not the only safety that I can really feel like that might be close to fucking with him outside of Branch is Jesse Bates of the Atlanta Falcons. That's it. Xavier McKinney not on that level. He know it. We know it. Xavier McKinney not on that level. You know, only person I would put on that level is BB and Jesse Bates. That's it. Oh, these people driving, bro. Oh, it's a fucking drag. But yeah, when they create narratives and, you know, hate to say it, when you a black man, you melanated, they create narratives, they believe narratives, you got an uphill battle going. So, and I just feel like it was distasteful for a lot of some fans to say, oh, he shouldn't have got paid. Shut up. Find somebody to take the ball away like and play like Kerby Joseph. All the big plays that he made, y'all talking about getting rid of Kerby Joseph? Man, eat a dick. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live and drop video. Hit the link tree. You can find me everywhere: X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Peace.